Hello, everyone. This is the Inner Voice Show, part of the Evolving Mind series in the Togetherness media. I'm Dr. Foojan Zeine. I'm a psychotherapist and the founder of the Awareness Integration Theory. Today, I will share with you the tip of the week about how to be with our fears and allowing our fears to come and go instead of getting stuck in them or avoiding them. And then I will also share with you in the Ask Me segment about what to do as a process to get ready to find your mate and all the things that you got to do for yourself and the list you got to write. All right, so don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Thank you for asking great questions and sending it to me. A gentleman has sent a question about, I'm 38 years old, and I have a lot of problems in connecting when I think about I want to start looking for someone as a partner, to marry. I'm 38, and I've been in a lot of kind of like, shallow relationships, as he calls it, and been there. And as far as wanting to find just someone to be with, I don't have any problem. But the minute I say I want to find my partner, all of these blocks show up, and I'm not really finding myself to go forward and get the relationship that I desire. This is actually sometimes a common concept, because what we know about a casual relationship and the criteria that we have is usually about a sexual tension or a sexual chemistry or our desire to have sexuality in a sense. And that's kind of like the minimum criteria that we have about getting attracted to someone. We're not really looking at all the other aspects of how does a person's personality match mine on a emotional level, on a cognitive level, on a spiritual level, on a financial level, on a socioeconomic level, which as a partners to be married, we need all of these compatibilities to actually have with each other. I've also noticed when I've asked people, what is it that you really want and what is it that you're bringing into a quality type of a relationship or a marriage, people just give me like 2 or 3 answers. Oh, if I just have somebody who's kind and we could love each other and build a life together is enough. But love each other and be kind and build a life together, there's a lot of component in there. So I usually ask if you could please start writing a list. Imagine yourself in a day or a week or a year of marriage. And imagine the quality that you're bringing. What is it you're offering in that relationship? And what is it that you would like your partner to offer in that relationship? When you're looking at the quality of the communication, what are you sensing? What is the type of communication? What kind of listening and speaking? What kind of respect? What kind of love? What kind of trust? How do you define those things in a relationship, and how would you offer them? If an alien showed up and watched you, how could they know that you love someone? And how could you know, and what type of behaviors would you know that somebody loves you? How could other people by your behavior say that you trust them, that you honor them, that you value them? What is it that you need to see from your partner to feel honored and valued and trusted? When you look at, for example, the decision-making together, what kind of a process of decision-making do you visualize that it's workable, that issues will come in or life situations would come in? And how do you suppose you would like to work through and get the problem solved? And, as a partner, what is it that you need? If you have an idea about the finances of your life together, what is it that you desire? What is it you would like to propose? What is it that you're bringing to the relationship? So if you can start writing, envisioning and writing, and imagine, most people, when they start writing all of this, they go back to the things they don't like. Oh, I didn't like this about my parents, so I don't want that. Or I went to my first relationship, this was there, and I don't like it. I get it. You didn't like it. That's not the ones we want to write. You can learn from it and say, if I don't want that, what is it that I envision that I do want? And then put that down. So, because when you're looking at not wanting something, we're not going to get you that, but you're asking, what can I have in my relationship? The list supports you to know and be clear in what you want and what you can offer. And then when you go on a date, you have the criteria to look for. You can ask questions regarding these things that really matter to you, and you want them to know about you, that that's what you're offering, that's what you're looking for. And then you can ask questions regarding this matter to them. Ask them how they've handled it before. How do they handle different types of communications with their family, with their friends? So begin looking for the criteria that is for you. And then as the relationship moves forward, see if that's the quality that you're bringing into the relationship and that you're the person that you might like would bring into the relationship. You might need some practice, and you can only do this within a relationship. So don't shy away until you find the perfect match. Jump in, practice, and find all of this until you find your perfect match. Here's a tip of the week. I just came back from 12 days from a resort in Colombia where I went through a lot of different types of transformation. And it was very interesting because it was a combination of self-awareness, releasing, walking into a consciousness and awareness of who we are inside, walking into another kind of realm of spirituality. And what I learned a lot through this past 12 days is that our fears keep coming up. And as long as we haven't really worked toward and through the fears, that they're always sitting there waiting. We usually have a way of working with fears as if I'm going to bring my strength and courage and kind of push the fear away and shove it somewhere into a closet where I don't want to see it, or I want to deny it, or I want to avoid it. And this 12 days brought me into facing each one of them, letting them go, purging them. And what I learned was more like sitting still while they came and went was enlightening versus trying to defy them, change them, argue with them, or battle with them, or tell them that they shouldn't be there, to rationalize even with them. And for many years, I've been a therapist for 30 years, and I've done all of the stuff I just told you with all of my fears and my clients' fears. But it was interesting. The stillness of watching a part of us, which is obviously emotions and has a lot of thoughts and rationality behind it. And it could be that our fears that we experienced because something happened to us, or that it wasn't even ours. It was maybe our parents' fears, or maybe it was the community fear, maybe it's a cultural fear that showed up. And we took it on. We actually took it on and have reactions to it. We become righteous about the fear, and that it is what it is, and we have to, I have to defy it, even with the fear of death, which almost every single human being have. And as I watched the fear show up, give the gift of whatever it was, and watched it, felt it, and then watched it again, and not made it wrong, but it was more like, I get it, that a part of me has this experience. It kind of dissolved in a sense in front of me. And then it was like, okay, well, if this is not the one that I want to subscribe to, then what is it that I like to subscribe to? But it wasn't this time about denying this and moving to the positive. It was accepting it and moving to the positive, as if it was a beautiful part of me, that it was just coming up to talk. And the moment that I watched it come and talk, then it dissolved. As I said, even the fear of death. There were many days during that 12 days that I actually thought I'm dying. My heartbeat and my breathing had completely changed. And it was interesting that at one point it was like, okay, well, then goodbye. I hear you, you're right here. And if that's the case, then all right, I'm dead. And that concept of just being with it, it changed a lot of things at that moment. So being with it, passing through it, created the courage, versus the other way was creating the courage to almost like go battle it, versus just being with it, allowing it to be and moving forward. It was a profound experience, and I just wanted to share that with you. And I also got it that in order to be that still in the mind, it was through examining all of these fears and allowing them to show up. And that's how the stillness stayed. It was the most beautiful experience. I wish it upon you. I don't wish upon you to have all the fears show up for you, but I do wish upon you that you experience stillness. Thank you.